Ever got that friend that tells you, just stop overthinking it, you worry too much? The moment those words enter your ear, you think to yourself, mate, easier said than done. If I could do that, I wouldn't be here right now. That was absolutely no help whatsoever. But overthinking is so real and present. So I'll be sharing the number one tip on how I overcame overthinking. Whew, that was a mouthful. Let's talk about overthinking. It's that annoying habit where you're replaying the same situation over and over again in your mind, analyzing every word, every action, and before you know it, a small problem turns into this giant, complicated mess in your head. I've been there and done that. Once, I spent a whole weekend worrying about whether I said goodbye weird at a party. Ridiculous, right? There's a simple trick I learned to stop overthinking. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Let me tell you how it works. Imagine this. You're lying in bed, ready to sleep, but your brain, it has other plans. You start thinking about that awkward thing you said 3 days ago. Or maybe you're stressing about a work project that's coming up next week. Your mind just won't shut up. And this is where the 5-4-3-2-1 technique comes in. It's all about bringing your mind back to the present moment by focusing on your senses. So when you catch yourself spiraling into overthinking, stop, take a deep breath, and do this. First, name 5 things you can see around you. Then 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. And finally, name 1 thing you can taste. One night at 2 a.m., I was wide awake and a million things were going through my head. I tried this technique and I looked around my room and named 5 things I could see. The clock on the wall, my blanket covering over me, the window by the wall, the lamp by my head, and finally the shoes just on the ground. Then I looked for 4 things that I could physically touch. The soft blanket, pillow under my head giving me support, my phone by my bedside, and the cool bed frame that held my bed together. I then listened to 3 sounds: the cars outside driving, my fan blowing cool air to me, and the faint ticking of the clock. Tick tock, tick tock. And by the time I got to the smell and taste, my brain was already starting to calm down. And why does this work? Overthinking is like your brain going on a road trip without a map. You're just driving in circles. But when you do the 5-4-3-2-1 method, it forces your brain to focus on the here and now. It snaps you out of that endless loop and brings you back to what's real, your senses. It's like giving you the map to focus on getting to the end destination. It doesn't matter if you're worried about something you said or over-analyzing a decision. This grounding technique brings you back to the present moment where overthinking can't survive. So next time you catch yourself spiraling, whether it's during the day or later at night, just try this. Stop and go through the steps. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. The goal is just to shift your focus away from the thoughts that are stressing you out and onto something real, something tangible. I started using this not just before bed, but in social situations where I'd replay conversations in my head. And it was amazing how quickly it can pull you out of your head and back into the moment. If this tip has helped you, let me know in the comments what you tend to overthink about the most. And check out my last video where I share how I overcame my social anxiety. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week, unless I get too caught up overthinking on how I should make videos. Bye.